Veterans of the treacherous Arctic Convoys of the Second World War have been honoured today by Russia in a ceremony on board HMS Belfast. The few survivors were awarded medals for their courage in delivering vital supplies to Russian soldiers and civilians. More than 3,000 sailors lost their lives on the convoys in icy conditions and under constant attack from the enemy. Victoria Smith was on board HMS Belfast for British Forces News.
In the icy seas of the Arctic Circle, death by drowning comes quickly. The freezing water claims you within 1 minute. Add to that constant attack from U-boats and the Luftwaffe and a ship containing explosive ammunition, and you begin to understand what our sailors went through. Winston Churchill called it the worst journey in the world, a 2,000-mile run north of the Arctic Circle to Murmansk and Archangel in Russia. But their bravery between 1941 and 1945 helped a beleaguered Russia through the Second World War.
For 2 years, this ship defended vital convoys, carrying tanks, aircraft and ammunition in appalling weather conditions. Belfast and the battleships that joined her made a huge contribution to Russia's role in the war. Today, 65 years on, Russia has come to Belfast to salute her.
13 Arctic Convoy veterans were presented with commemorative medals to mark the 65th anniversary of VE Day. But their memories of the convoys are still fresh.
My job at 16 years of age on the bridge was a lookout. And when I looked out, my job was to count, literally to count how many ships I saw and how many were missing.
I was in Russia. I was one of the few people, survivors. My ship was blown to pieces, and I was with the Russian army in 2 different Russian army camps, and we were only about 20 miles behind the battlefront, and it wasn't pleasant. But I realized then that they were a great people.
Ironically, these veterans are still fighting a political battle. Despite their plaudits from the Russians, they have long campaigned for a medal from the British government. 4 years ago, they were given an emblem, the Arctic Star, but some say the government is not going far enough.
They'll probably say, oh, well, you got the Arctic Star, and I will say, no, you promised us a medal, and all we will do is, if we get that medal, we'll put the beautiful Arctic Star onto the medal, and then it will be a priceless medal.
Today, Admiral the Lord West of Spithead was on hand to represent the Royal Navy and the government. If the veterans get their way and their medal, the few survivors of the convoys may be able to tell their stories once again. Victoria Smith, Forces News, HMS Belfast.